Okay, so it's 5:31 according to my clock. Should be fine. We're just testing a few more things. It should be okay now. Can you hear me fine? Can you type in the chat if you hear me properly, please? Okay. Let's move the camera a bit so we get this. Okay. 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 Mute your audio in the meantime. Okay, can you type in the chat if you can hear me properly, if you see me properly as well, please? Okay. You okay? Oh, that's my camera. The camera is fine. Can you hear me properly? Yes. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start because apparently the sound is okay. So hello everybody and welcome to this Code Week Icebreaker MOOC webinar. This is a webinar that we are doing as part of the EU Code Week Icebreaker MOOC in the European Schoolnet Academy, which, as you know, is supported by the European Commission and also by the University of Urbino. So my name is Nair Carrera, and I'm coordinator of this course, and I'm here with many colleagues around. So I got next to me Eleni from Greece. There is another colleague from the office there as well. Annika from the European Commission is also here. Gabriela from Gopa.com as well. So welcome everybody, and we're very happy to have you on board. I see that we have many people from many countries. So you got Spain, Turkey, Romania, Tunisia, Malta, North Macedonia, Poland, Greece, Ukraine, and many other. So first of all, on behalf of the Code Week team, we really want to thank you for your participation in this MOOC. We have like more than 1,500 people registered, and we hope that we maybe manage to reach even more teachers in the next week, because as you know, the MOOC is still open to registration, so you can still register in the MOOC if you have not done it yet and participate. So before we start, I would like to give the word to Annika Ostergren, as I was saying before. She's a Digital Skills Policy Officer in the European Commission in DigiConnect, and she's one of the persons who makes Code Week possible. And we're very honored to have Annika today with us. We're very happy to have you here, Annika. I don't know if you are ready to talk, to say something. I'm going to make you presenter so that you will be able to do so. Okay. And you should be able to speak, to try your microphone, Annika, now. See if it works. So, do you have the microphone?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, and I'm gonna stop my camera now. So thank you, Annika, for being here. It's a pleasure for us. We can hear you. Yes, it's perfectly fine. So I leave you the floor. I'm sure the participants are looking forward to hearing you. Thank you, Annika.
Hello, everyone. It's really cool that so many people have joined the webinar, and of course the MOOC. We at the European Commission are very happy. As Nair, I also noticed that there were lots of participants that presented themselves
Annika,
at the webinar.
Annika,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. The audio is a bit low now.
Okay, I will swallow the microphone. Do you hear me better now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. It's good. Thanks.
Okay, I will start again then. It's really nice to see so many people participating in the MOOC, and today here at the webinar we have, I think, 80 participants from all over Europe and the world. And I would say that also due to the results of Code Week last year, we had 1.57 participants. Was really a very nice accomplishment for us. Here you go. The year before it was only 1.2 million. And I think this shows the massive interest from teachers and students that you really want to do more than just like and share, that you want to create and be empowered. And we think this is very, very important, of course, and that's why the European Commission supports this grassroots movement, EU Code Week. Thank you so much for joining.
Hi, Annika. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm still on support of the webinar. This is, I just cannot hear you at the moment. Can you please just nod whether if you look in the top left corner of your screen, you've got a meeting layout with audio. Next to it, you have a speaker that should be green. Next to it is your microphone. Is your microphone green?
I have a microphone that's blue.
We cannot hear you.
I think it is, yeah. It's just very low for me.
Well, maybe just skip me then and you do the introduction. I'll just wave. Hello, everyone.
Probably if you try to, I cannot hear. I see that some participants can hear and some not, so we will try to figure out what is wrong. If you click where your microphone is, if it is green, there is an arrow pointing down. Okay. If you click on it,
do you hear me better now? I've turned it up. Is it better now?
I think it's better now.
Now it's on. Now it's on maximum. Okay.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
So where do I start from again? Anyway, to make everything short for you, have heard this before. I'm Annika from the European Commission, and we are super happy that so many people have joined Code Week and the MOOC and are participating in this webinar. And we think it shows that this really massive interest shows and signals that teachers and students, you want to learn more, you want to do more than like and share, you want to create and be empowered, and this is very important. I think you can see for yourself how much the participation has grown, and I would just like to welcome you into this MOOC, and I really hope that you will also take part in Code Week 2019 with lots of students and share your knowledge with many of your colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Annika, for the introduction, and I think you will be staying with us if I'm not mistaken. So, if you have any question during this webinar, you can ask the questions at the end. So we're gonna have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the end to ask to reply to some of your questions. We have also been gathering many questions that we have seen in the Padlet, in the Facebook group, Twitter account, and many other places. So we're gonna try to do a question and answer webinar where the aim of this is just to provide you with some answers and relevant information that we hope is useful for you. So Annika was talking about the Code Week and the numbers and figures and everything, and we have really seen a really growing number, especially from teachers. So we have seen that many more teachers are participating in Code Week, and we are happy to see this, and we really want to encourage you to do this. And as part of the actions that we have been taking in order to achieve this is, for instance, this Icebreaker MOOC that we start on the 3rd of June, and as I was saying before, you can still participate until the 26th of June. But who can participate in Code Week? So Code Week is open to everyone. So we want to highlight this, so everybody can participate in Code Week. It could be children, it can be pupils, families as well. It's very good and nice always to involve parents and families in Code Week, teachers, of course, librarians, entrepreneurs, policymakers. So anybody is welcome to participate in EU Code Week, and this is also the message that you have to spread if you want to support this initiative. No, it's not that you need to be an expert or a teacher expert on the topic on ICT in order to participate. So this is open to everyone, despite of your previous knowledge of coding. So even though you have no previous knowledge of coding, you can still participate in Code Week with your students. But before we start, we wanted to also to mention quickly and very briefly, in order, especially for the new people and new teachers who are here for the first time, who is behind the Code Week. So you heard Annika from the European Commission. We're also working along with communication consultancy. Gabriela Sincova is also here on behalf of GOPA. And but there's many people behind this initiative. It's a very successful initiative, and this is of course thanks to the people who are working together with us. Who, in this case, we have 90 ambassadors in 50 different countries. So these are the people who started the initiative from the very beginning in 2013 already. This was a grassroots initiative that was started by them. Afterwards, we got the support. The European Commission decided to support more the initiative, and right now we're also counting 280 living teachers in 38 different countries, and of course Ministers of Education and edu coordinators in 26 countries. And this is very important because at the end, this is an initiative that it's only possible thanks to all the different connections and multiple connections, and all the work done not only by you, of course, as teachers, but also people who support us. It can be living teachers, ministries, and ambassadors as well. So this is something that we wanted to highlight and to remark. And from our side, we are here in European SchoolNet, and you can see in the screen the Code Week team behind the scenes. We are also working together with the European SchoolNet Academy team that you cannot see in the slides, but still they're doing a lot of work in order to make this possible. And from Code Week we have Tommaso, we have Audrey, Constantino, Salani, and myself. And this is the people that you have to contact in case you have any question about Code Week, how to participate, and anything you may need to know. And one of the questions that we identified in the Padlet, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is it was coming from a teacher who was asking if there is a list of activities that she or he should choose from, or if he can directly use their own ideas, and where can he get inspiration to register an activity in Code Week. So we said in the course that participating, I think we have emphasized this quite a lot already, but I would like to keep doing so, because this is really something that everybody can do. It's not that you don't need any previous experience on coding. You can still register an activity and participate with your students. Something that you can do is you can either have a look at the learning bits that we have been exploring on the website, that I know that you probably you're already familiar with those. If you remember, there are some learning bits there, what we call learning bits with lesson plans. So these lesson plans, they're free to use. So you can directly download the lesson plan and use it with your students. Of course, you're also free to modify it if you want, but if you're not, you can just replicate the activity with your students. So we wanted to do something really easy to follow, especially thinking about those teachers who are not that experienced, so who don't have that much experience. Then we also have the repository of resources of Code Week. I don't know, Len, if you can share the link in the chat in the meantime. And this is, here you will find many resources about Code Week. You will find also the learning bits, but many others as well. So maybe this is also a place where you can, we can just go and find some inspiration. We also have the Facebook group as well. I think also Bea is with us, and I think she can share the link on the Facebook group in the chat. If you're not there yet, please join. Last time I checked, I think we were like 4,200 people, if I'm not mistaken. So this is very good. Thank you very much to all of you who are already there. And if not, please join the Facebook group, because we always share there many news and activities from other teachers as well that might be also relevant for you. Yes, thank you, Dea. So she just shared the link in the chat. There you also have the blog, the Code Week blog, where we usually publish many different things. Also teachers like you are doing, and that might be, we hope, is is inspiration for you as well. So you can maybe find some inspiration there as well. Thank you. They also for sharing the blog. And there also something that we also have as part of the Icebreaker MOOC is this 1 hour of code from code.org, where you, as you know probably because you're already taking the mini MOOC, you can also find many activities that you can directly do with your students in code.org. This was another question that we were keep receiving all the time. So how do I complete the peer-to-peer activity? So I'm going to give the floor to my colleague Eleni now. Eleni? And she's going to explain you what you have to do. So most of you have already completed the peer-to-peer activity. If you have completed the peer-to-peer activity, then it's fine. You don't have to do it again. But for those who have not completed the peer-to-peer activity and therefore got the badge, this is what you have to do before the 26th of June. Okay? So I'll give the floor to Eleni.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so the peer-to-peer activity is an essential step in order to finalize and complete the MOOC. Is my audio okay? Yeah, audio is fine. You need to submit the screenshot of your activity, presuming that you have heard what Nair was explaining earlier. Pick the materials and design an activity, and then register and submit the screenshot of your own activity before the 26th of June. And then you need to review 3 activities by other participants in the MOOC, your colleagues, and make sure that you identify whether they have successfully registered an activity that will take place between the 3rd of June and October, which is the campaign of 2019. So once you have submitted your own screenshot of your activity and then have you reviewed the activities of your colleagues, you have completed the activity and can proceed in following and completing the MOOC.
Good evening. Yeah, thank you, Eleni. And I saw already many people and teachers sharing their badges in the Facebook group. So congratulations! We are very happy. All of us are very happy to see all these badges coming on, and we hope to see many more in the following days. So save the date, 26th of June, deadline to submit your first task. Okay, and moving on. Also, a question that we were getting from time to time is how do I download the badge or the certificate after completing the course? So, as you can see here in this slide, this is something that we will also share with you, the presentation. So it's also so that it's easy also for you at the later stage to check what you have to do. So when earning the certificate, so in order to get the certificate, you need to have the badge, and in order to get the badge, you need to complete the quiz successfully. You have 3 attempts, if I'm not mistaken, to complete the module quiz. So we hope this is enough. And then also to complete the activities. So in this case, submit a screenshot of your activity and then also get the review from your peers. When you have done this, you can download the certificate from your profile. So you have to do it yourself. We will not be sending you any badge or any certificate. This is something that you have to do by yourself. And you can do it in the top bar in the website. Then you click on my page, and there you will be able to find the course badge. Okay. Afterwards, so after the 26th of June, there are a couple of days until the 28th. That it's a few days, couple of days that we will give you in order to finalize the course, so to finish everything. And then by the 8th of July, you will be able to download your certificate. So not before the 8th of July, you will be able to have your certificate, but you can still download your badge and post it in the Facebook group. In the meantime, I'm going to be trying to address all the questions that we have been receiving, but if you have further questions, please write them in the chat, and our colleague Dea, she will be gathering those and we will ask them at the end of the webinar. So what is the blackout period? So this is a designated period that we have in the European School of Academy in the team of 1.5 weeks, and this is always happening at the end of every course. And this is to make sure that we have enough time to check the final activities. So what you have submitted, if the activity is fine, it has been plagiarized, if something is missing, and during this time the course will not be accessible. So it will not be lost, the content will not be lost, your content will still remain, but you will not be able to access the course. So after the 28th of June and until the 8th of July, you will not be able to access the course, okay? Just in case you go there and you see that you cannot access, so don't freak out. It's still there and you will be able to access after the 8th of July. So I can see already a question that I would like to address quickly from Maria. She's asking how many activities you need to do. You just need to do one. Okay, one single activity is already enough. But of course, if you want to do more, feel free to do so. But one would be already enough. Okay, so where can I meet colleagues to participate together in Code Week? Eleni, what do you think?
Group already, and we're very, very happy to receive your questions and comments and badges and feedback there. So the Facebook group is probably the most appropriate way, the most appropriate place to find like-minded colleagues and identify who you can work with. Of course, we have a dedicated forum on the platform, and you can start a thread there if you need, for example, to design an activity of a specific subject, for example, robotics. You can also network on Twitter. And of course, we are going to offer you the deep dive MOOC later in September. But of course, needless to say that the Facebook group is probably the most appropriate place, given that we have more than 4,000 members and it's very, very active.
Okay. Facebook. Okay, thank you. We have to swap the laptop from one to another, as you can see. Okay, something also that we keep at some point receiving is this question: how do I connect my activity to other activities? So you know that when you register an activity, as you can see here in the screenshot, you will get a code. So this is the code that you need to share with your colleagues, with your friends, with other teachers, if you want them to participate together with you, if you want to run an activity together with them. So this is something that you can share in your social media channels, and this is also something that you can ask your colleagues to share with you. So if you know that, if I know for instance that Eleni has registered an activity in Code Week about robotics, and I'm interested in joining this activity, I will just ask her for this code, and then whenever I will register my activity, I will just add her code there. So this is like a way of making people working together. And the more activities you will do, the better. So we have the Code Week for All challenge that if you have followed the course and the MOOC, I'm pretty sure that you know already what it is. So I will not spend too much time explaining it now. But so the more activities you will do, the better. You will also get, if you participate in the Code Week for All challenge, the certificate validated by the European Commission and certificate of excellence, which is very nice. It's a really nice certificate. So we really encourage you to try to do as many activities as possible and to engage as many people as possible as well. Can you mute the audio? But how can teachers support Code Week? So this is looks like an easy question. I know it's not, but fortunately for you, there are many things that you can do in order to support this campaign, to support this initiative. So first of all, as we always say, you can go on to the website, Code Week website of schools, and check the tutorials there, the learning bits, what we call the learning bits. You can choose the one that you like the most. Maybe check with your students as well if the topic would like them. This is also something nice that teachers should always do. Check with their students if they would like to learn this topic, or if they would prefer, for instance, another one. And then once you have the topic selected, you can just directly download the lesson plan and replicate it with your students. So something that we hope it's very easy and accessible for everybody. You can also organize and make your students code without computers. This is also possible. I'm sure you also saw Alessandro Vodiolo's video about unplugged activities, and this is also something very fun that students like a lot, and they really like a lot to code without computers. An example here is Kobe Robbie, and there are many others, so feel free to check the examples in the website to explore and give it a try with your students. Then you can also organize regional, national, and international competitions and invite other teachers to join. For instance, we have a few examples here, but there are many more, so you don't have to do this. This is only for you to have some inspiration. It can be a pan-European interactive webinar on Code Week, for instance. It can be a game with Scratch. So, for instance, I start as a teacher a game with my students in Scratch. Then I ask Eleni that she can do the same with her students in Greece, for instance. It can be a multilingual game. Why not? So everything is allowed. It can be also, you can also participate in a scavenger hunt with teachers in other countries and schools. I know for sure that not most, but many of you have already participated in this scavenger hunt last year, and I think it's something also very, very fun, especially for students, who at the end, as we always say, is the most important thing. And then, as I was saying, the multilingual story with Scratch is another thing, another possibility you can do. As I was saying again, also check the blog. There are many things and activities that you will be finding there. You will see other teachers' ideas, activities, and maybe why not, you can also get in contact with them if you want to do something together, to collaborate together. You can also organize a presentation in your school and invite other teachers, parents, media, regional authorities, and local companies to join. So this is also something very important, because as we were saying at the beginning, this is a very big community, and of course this is also something possible that can be done with your help. We cannot do it ourselves. We need you as teachers to promote the message and to try to spread the word to many more teachers. Then the Code Week for All Challenge, it was already mentioned. Why not participate in the Code Week for All Challenge and organize an alliance with other teachers, and of course add your activity to the map. So this might be obvious, but it's the most important thing that you have to do if you want to support Code Week. So now you have registered an activity, you have submitted the screenshot, and now when the time comes in October, you will ideally you should do the activity with your students, and afterwards you will receive an email where you will be able to report back. So you will have to report back if you want to get a certificate. So don't forget to do the activity and also to report back. Yes, so what can I do after the MOOC if I want to support the initiative? So here we have a very nice toolkit that has been developed specifically for teachers like you. And as I was saying at the beginning, we have with us Gabriela from Go Back On, Gabi. I'm gonna make you presenter now. So if I find you in the chat, and okay. And if you want, you can present yourself, and you can also explain the toolkit for teachers, and maybe give a few examples on how can teachers participate and use the toolkit. So the chat keeps moving because there are many teachers joining. So just give me 1 minute. Okay, if I find her. Okay, so you should be able to speak. Gabi, do you want to try your audio? I don't know if you also have a camera.
Well, I think it's just taking a little while to start up.
Gabi, can you hear me? Can you type in the chat if you can hear me? Maybe you cannot speak. Yeah, I think I've heard something. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a camera? Yes, we can. Do you have a camera as well, Gabi? Okay. If you want to switch it on, otherwise it's also fine without the camera. Okay, so we can hear you fine, and
Hopefully you can
hopefully
start
we'll be
soon.
able to see
If
you
not,
soon as
let's
well.
just get started. 1 second, maybe I'll try to put this in. Yep, sorry, not quite sure about the camera. But so, um,
It's
yeah,
okay.
let's see. But so Nair, thank you, first of all, for inviting me to share a little bit more about the Teachers Toolkit. So like Nair mentioned, we're really trying to create something that will make it easier for you to share information about Code Week and participating and adding an activity, but also to be able to promote to your students and about more than that also amongst other teachers as well, whether that be in your networks or within your school. And so we've created a few items that you can actually use in order to be able to promote. And so that includes the Code Week flyer, the Code Week infographic, and the Code Week poster. So all of these are kind of aimed at giving your audience some more information about Code Week at school, information about Code Week in general, and also we wanted to focus on making these materials very visual and easy to understand. Um, Something that I also wanted to mention that we're working on to prepare before Code Week 2019 is that we're actually working on translating these toolkits fully into multilingual toolkits. So soon we should have toolkits in each language. So that would mean 29 languages in total. Um, Right now, we have the leaflet that's available in all languages on the website. So if you go to the link that Nair has shared in the chat, you'll be able to access the leaflet that is translated. So that should give also a bit of an overview so far, at least in each language, about Code Week, about results from last year, and how to participate. But we're really working on making sure that all of this information is more accessible to you, um, and above all, translated in your language, because we understand that this will make dissemination of information a lot easier, and that participation will be simplified and made easier by having those resources and those promotion materials translated. So maybe I can just give a general rundown of what to expect when you download the Teacher's Toolkit. Um, we also have some visual materials there for you to use, including the Code Week logo, also more than the flyer, infographic, and poster that I mentioned, a presentation that you can share with fellow teachers about Code Week, and also participation certificates for your students. So this can be really helpful also in acknowledging their participation in Code Week. And where you can actually enter in their name, the information of your event, the date, and make it customized um, for your needs. So that's also available in the Teacher's Toolkit. There's also a frame for Twitter, for social media, if you wanted to put the Code Week bubbles on your account to promote Code Week. And one thing that I also want to mention, if you go to the link that Eleni I think just sent, there's also a communications toolkit there. I won't get too much into detail on that now, but there we also provide a lot more materials to be able to promote Code Week and to promote your activities as part of Code Week, including some sample posts for social media, for example, and some more graphics as well. So we really invite you to check that out. We look forward to seeing how you use all of these elements. And above all, we hope that it's helpful for you in facilitating participation And like I mentioned, we're working on making it even better this year. So thanks very much. I don't know, Nair, if you wanted me to mention something else.
Well, I think it's pretty clear. So I invite all the teachers to follow your advice and explore the toolkit if you have not done it yet. And feel free also to come back to us in case you have any question. But basically, this is free material you can use and share as much as you want. Okay, thank you, Gabby. Will you stay with us, Gabby, until the end? Okay. Okay, so if you have, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gabby, for being here with us as well. And okay, moving on. So what can I do after the MOOC if I want to support the initiative? So I saw already one person in the chat asking if they can participate, if they can raise an activity in Code Week, even though they have not taken the MOOC. Of course you can. We encourage you to do so. However, we wanted to encourage you to take the MOOC because I think this is a very, it's only 5 hours course. So, well, more or less, you will need around 5-6 hours to complete this MOOC. And it gives you the basic information you will need to know in order to participate in Code Week. So if you're considering participating in Code Week in October, we will encourage you to take the MOOC to participate. You're still on time, as we were saying in the very beginning. I'm going to share the link to the homepage now. So you're still on time to participate, and you can do so until the 26th of June. If after the MOOC, what can you do in order to support the initiative, in order to support Code? So you can, of course, as I was saying, register activities. You can spread the word with the toolkit for teachers, as Gabby was mentioning. Spread the word in social media channels, and maybe why not mentor and help other teachers who are thinking about introducing coding in their classroom, but they don't know how to do so. So this is also something that you can do now that you're almost experts on Code Week after taking this mini MOOC. And then as Eleni was also mentioning, you will have the possibility to participate as well in the deep dive MOOC that will start on the 16th of September in European Schoolnet Academy. So we will be sharing the link to this course soon in our social media channels, or again Facebook group and Twitter. So stay tuned to social media to hear the latest news about this MOOC. And something worth mentioning here is that if you have already participated in the Icebreaker MOOC, the first module of this second MOOC, which is a bigger MOOC, it will be a 5 modules MOOC. You don't have to complete the first module. So what we wanted is that to give participants the possibility to participate in the MOOC from the very beginning, but also those who have already participated in the Icebreaker MOOC before, encourage them to participate. So we give this possibility to teachers. So if you have already taken the Icebreaker, we really encourage you to take this bigger MOOC as well. This will evolve around the learning bits that you have been seeing. So you will, in a way, you will get more experience, more knowledge in order to bring coding to your classroom and to your students as well. And regarding the MOOC also, we are very curious to know. We wanted to know because, as I was saying before, I think that you are the ones who have the power to change things and to help us bring coding to many more teachers and students. So we want to know and we want to hear from you. What kind of activities would you like to teach, to see, to be trained about in this MOOC? So we are already working on the content, but of course your feedback is very, very welcome. So I really encourage you now, if you have the time, to go to menti.com. So you have to go menti.com and then put the code there. It's 202833. And this is the Mentimeter is a presentation that we will keep open in order to receive many activities. So feel free to comment anything that you would like to see in the MOOC. For instance, if you want to see, I don't know, a special topic, a special activity, or something that you would like to learn, why not? Just send us a message. You can complete the Mentimeter very soon. Let me just see. Okay, so I'm seeing already few comments. So yes, yes, yes. It's a nice comment, but it's not helping much because we don't know what to do here. But if you have any suggestion of activity that you would like to see, I don't know. I have like okay, robotics and unplugged activities, for instance. So these kind of examples would really help us to try to shape the MOOC in order to better fit your needs, which at the end it's you are the most important part of this campaign. So feel free to keep sharing your ideas, feedback, comment in this Mentimeter. It will remain open for a few days, and we will be taking note of all the comments, and we'll try to do our best to accommodate your needs as well. Okay, any other questions? So I saw there were already a few questions in the chat. I don't know, Eleni, if you want to raise any question now. Okay, so there is one question. Can we do again the peer-to-peer activity? So if you have done the peer-to-peer activity already, you don't have to do it again. This is enough in order for you to get the badge, so you don't have to repeat the activity again. There is also one question about the Code Week for All challenge. Many of the participants share the Code Week for All code, but how will I know what the activity is about? So at the moment, there is no way to know what an activity is about. So if you're interested to join a colleague, a friend of you, or somebody else, you will need to get in touch with this person and ask concretely about the activity. So there is no way with the code to know what the activity is about. What else? Okay. Okay, yes, the live event has begun already. We started half an hour ago. We have 15 minutes more to go. So if you have any other question about Code Week in general, about the technical things, how to participate, I don't know, feel free to type those in the chat. Okay, what we will do, 24 is not listening. I think this is about that. Yeah, thank you. There. So I think there is a question about PageMeet. I'm not sure if it's referring to the PageMeet, but this was on a slide afterwards, but I can already share it already. So we're gonna have the second live event of this MOOC. It's TeachMeet, where participants like you and teachers like you will be presenting best practices from 2018. So we want to use, let's say, teachers who have already participated in order to inspire other teachers who have never participated to see that it's actually very easy to take part in this campaign. So this is happening on the 25th of June. If you give me 1 minute, I will try to find the link. In the meantime, I would like to address a question. Someone asked, do teachers who have not followed the MOOC seminar can create a coding event in October? Yes, absolutely. Everybody can create events and activities regardless of their participation. But of course, creating a smooth event to facilitate you and to provide information. Okay, thank you, Lenny. Okay, so we have a lost person here who's telling us that with this MOOC, this is the first time that I have contact with coding. I feel lost. It's okay. We felt the same at the beginning. We're still here. It's not that bad. And I think Stefania is also here in the chat following the webinar. And something that you will need to learn is that as you know, as teachers, you always need to keep learning and keep improving, and learning new things is of course very challenging, but it's also very rewarding, I would say. I don't know, Stefania, are you still here? I'm not sure she's still here. I just wanted to let her explain how easy it is to involve kids with coding activities. So, well, if I see Stefania later on, I will I will talk to her. Maybe she can explain. And we cannot suggest ways to do your training, because at the end this is something that you as a teacher need to consider. So you have to see your students' needs. You have to take into account the resources that you have with you, and then put it in practice. What we can do is to give you these resources. So we give you free training material to get trained first, and then we give you free lesson plans you can directly download and replicate in your class. So I think it's very easy. It's something very easy, something that I didn't mention in the webinar, but was mentioned also in the tutorial from Code Week, is that the lesson plans are from different age groups. So we have one for primary, one for lower secondary, and one for higher secondary, if I'm not mistaken. So different age groups as well, in order to give you more possibilities, more chances to involve your students. Yeah, and then also the lesson plans, of course, are translated into 29 different languages. So they're not only in English, but you will be able to find the lesson plans in your language. Because I also saw a question from somebody in the chat asking, can I translate the lesson plan? You don't have to, because it's already there. We have already done the work for you. So you just need to download the lesson plan that you want to use and do it with your students. That's it. So what else? Okay, what about the TeachMeet? Is this on Twitter? No. So the TeachMeet it's like this webinar that we are doing now. It's the same thing. It's the same tool. And instead of having one person talking all the time, which in my case it's me, we will have you, the relevant people, the important people, presenting your practices, so best practices in 2018, if you have already participated. So we received many applications in order to present in this TeachMeet. Unfortunately, we cannot receive more because we only have a spot for 10 people. So it's a very short presentation. It's something that teachers present in 3-4 minutes, so no more. This is why we only allow, let's say, 10 people to take place to present something. And this is happening again on the 25th of June. I shared the link in the chat, so feel free also to join the TeachMeet. Even though you cannot present as a speaker, you can, of course, and you're more than welcome to join as an attendee. Can we create a Padlet account, Facebook, where educators can share the code and what the activity is about? This is a very nice activity. Very nice idea. However, I'm not sure this is going to be feasible from a technical point of view, because I know from experience that if we receive many posts in Padlet, it might break at some point. But this is something that we will explore, and if we manage to do so, we will share in the Facebook group for teachers. So I don't know who asked this question, but make sure you're in the Facebook group and also on Twitter in order to follow up on this, okay? Okay, so Francisco, if you want to add a new activity but the date is not established yet, what can I do? Is it better to wait, or we can put we can put an approximate date?
No, Francisco, in the website you can only indicate the exact start date and end date of your activity. As a matter of fact, it's very precise, and you can also mention the hours, presuming that it's an activity that will begin and finish the same day. So you cannot create an approximate date. For example, October 2019 cannot work. You need to mention the exact starting and ending date.
Yeah, I could sorry, my microphone was muted. I was just saying that if you have any other question, please type them in the chat now. Do it now or never. No, I'm joking, of course. You can always ask us questions. We're very happy to help you and to give you the answer if we have the answer, of course. Okay, so I'm going to wait a couple of minutes in the meantime and see if we have all the questions from teachers. We had a lot of people here, 90 people, 90 teachers from all over the world. So thank you very much for being here. It's really a pleasure to have you here. I'm going to check again the Google Doc and see if there is any other question. Okay. I think also Annika and Gabriela are still here. So if you also have any question for any of them, feel free also to ask in the chat, and they will be happy to reply. Please take this opportunity because it's not very usual to have the opportunity to ask. For instance, in this case, Annika, anything that you might be curious about. Have we the course in French? Yes. So the lesson plans, they're all translated into 20. The first 5 are already translated into 29 languages. There, I don't know if you can share the link to the learning bits. So you will see when you are in the Codeweek website of schools, you will see the menu with the different languages in the upper part menu. And when you go to the learning bits, the first 5 learning bits are already translated into different languages. The other 3 are in process. So this is something that we are working on at the moment. If you don't find your language there in the last 3 learning bits, don't panic because it will be there at some point. We're working on this as well, okay? Thank you, Leah. Okay, any other question, please type them in the chat. I don't know, Gabi or Annika, if you want to mention something. So I see already many questions and ideas and suggestions of things to be done in the MOOC. Thank you so much. Feel free to keep telling us what would you like to see, because at the end it's really important for us to have your feedback on this in order to know where to improve or how to improve, also how to better meet your needs as well. So again, go to menti.com and use the code 20, 28 and 33. So this will remain open even though the webinar will be ending soon. You can still participate and add your ideas there. We will also share the Menti in the MOOC, in the Facebook group for teachers. Okay, hello everybody. Thank you there. Okay, and I think I have one more thing before you leave. It's 6, almost 30 in the afternoon. I'm sure you have many things to do, but before leaving, please feel free also to go to, again, menti.com and use the same code. I'm going to present a different slide now. And what we want here is to I hope you can see it. What we want here is to hear from you if what we have done in this Icebreaker MOOC was relevant for you, was meaningful. So feel free to tell us if it was too much, if it was too many, too little. Sorry, if you wanted to have, I don't know, many more peer-to-peer activities, something more complicated, maybe something more easy. So tell us if the course met your expectations, and also tell us what would you like to improve in the future. As I was saying before, this is also very important for us to know if what we're doing is meaningful, or if we have to change something, of course, try to change it. So, okay, I see many many comments already. Thank you so much. I can see here one is very relevant. It says the course was fabulous. I particularly like the sharing between peers, the sharing of ideas, codes, the possibility of meeting colleagues from other countries. I really enjoy it. So this is, I wanted to highlight this comment because I think this is one of the most interesting things when you participate in online courses, the online community that evolve around the course. So again, you're learning content, so you are watching videos and reading text, but of course one of the most important things is the community that evolves around the MOOC, around the course, and this is something that teachers like you can of course take advantage of it, and you will be learning and exchanging from different teachers from all over the Europe and even beyond. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we will have a look at this also later on. I think somebody's...
Sorry,
yes?
This is Gabriela.
Yes. Anika?
Add a quick note on that even once the meeting itself is over,
Sorry, Gabby, go.
I really encourage you to keep participating in the community online, and that's actually why we have established the Facebook group, which currently has more than 4,000 members. So that's really where you can meet, you can talk with like-minded teachers about the topics that are most important for you. Connect to see how best to organize lessons, and like you mentioned, participate in the Code Week Fall Challenge. So we really do encourage you to keep participating and keep the conversation going on the Facebook group, even afterwards and moving into the future. So just wanted to add that quick note.
Thank you, Gabby. I'm also sharing here in the chat our Twitter account. So if you ever want to, as I was saying before, follow up on anything related to Code Week, this is the best place to go. Facebook group, Twitter, we're always publishing any opportunity or ideas or anything related to Code Week. You can also find it there. I don't know if Annika wanted to say something, Annika?
So I just wanted to say it's fantastic to see so many participating and your enthusiasm, and I think it's really going to change the Europe, and you're going to make a lot of kids very happy with your activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Annika. Indeed, it's a great comment. Because teachers, they always want to do something innovative, something fun. Sometimes they think, of course, about the students, but then also something that it's very worth mentioning is that at the end, it's not only students who have fun; it's also teachers like you. So you will be doing something new. You will see that your students will be more engaged and more motivated with this new activity. And at the end, we think this is one of the most relevant things as well. I also put here, yes, so the reminder of the Teach Meet. So the link to participate in the Teach Meet is it's in the course. You will be able to see the link in the course website. If you want to see the link, you will have to register. If you're not registered yet, I can share the link again quickly. And you just need, if you want to participate in the teachment, you just need to join us on the 25th of June, same time, 5:30 Central European Time, and in order to get some inspiration from your colleagues about best practices in Code Week. Okay, I speak too fast. Yeah, sorry. This is something that I usually do, and it's okay. So something that also that we didn't mention is that we will share the recording of this webinar afterwards in the relevant section of the course, together with the presentation, so you will be able to see it also from your place, from your country. And again, if you have any questions or any doubt or anything that you may need, feel free also to contact us. Also here you can find the relevant links of this presentation that I also encourage you to have a look at them. It's the Digital Single Market Strategy, the Digital Education Action Plan, the link to the European Schoolnet Academy, the Facebook group for teachers again, the Code Week website of schools, and also the blog. Also here the latest the social media channels, so the website, the Twitter again, and also the Facebook group. So again, feel free to join us and to stay tuned to our social media channels. And I don't know if is there any last minute question that we can reply. So I see Eleni, a certificate here. A certificate, what's the question? Yeah, I guess she wants to know when she will get
exactly, as Elena mentioned in the chat, it's going to be available after 8 July, and I has explained why we have a blackout week in order for the moderators to assess all the participants. And then the certificates will be available on the platform exactly the same way you downloaded your badge. You will be able to download your certificates. So after July the 8th, please log in and download the certificate and post it on the Facebook group. Yeah.
So I think that's it from our side. We hope that you found this webinar relevant for you. We'll share the recording soon in the website. And thank you so much to everybody for joining this webinar on a Monday afternoon, where I suppose you have many things to do and prepare and to organize for your students. So it's very much appreciated. And again, we remain at your disposal for anything that you may need to know, or you may need to ask us. Feel free to reach us. And I think that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Annika also and Gabriela for being with us today. And I hope to see you all in the pitch meet. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, Lenny. Also, and Bea. I didn't say it. Thank you, everybody, and also to Susana,
Thanks, Gabriela. Thanks, Annika.
And also Susana, who was there from the beginning, also supporting us. Thank you, everybody, and have a good evening. Bye.